Welcome to episode 104 of Both Down, the number one Blood Bowl podcast.
On Fire Mountain.
On Fire Mountain.
Isn't that Fire Mountain Gutbusters, the ogre team, Steve?
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, that works.
I am Scott Prime.
I'm Steve, a.k.a. Kilwaukee, and we're going to talk over each other the whole time.
Yeah, that's the one thing. I mean, I guess I should watch the Zoom video.
Good.
Then I don't see you.
Yeah.
Then I can see you talk and not talk over you. So
it helps. And as you can tell, we're still practicing self-quarantine. So Scott is away. I am here.
Yeah.
Depends on how you look at it.
I'm getting tired of it, but I've been tired of it for a while.
Yeah, but with the Oklahoma talking about reopening come May 1st, I'm like, no, I'm still just going to stay inside. I don't have any desire.
We are recording on Wednesday, April 22nd.
Oh, us. Sorry.
Yeah, we are.
I thought you were saying yesterday. My days are all messed up. I'm sorry.
I got you. That's why I had to look at the date before I said it. So we're recording Wednesday, April 22nd, and I saw something that like haircut places, like barber shops and nail salons and stuff are going to open Friday from our governor here in Oklahoma.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
I mean, these things can open up. I'm not going to go run out and see what happens. Now, would I like to go over my buddy's house or your house or go record next to you? All that stuff, yes, I do want to do that. But I'm not rushing out to go eat at Chili's or go have a meal somewhere. Actually,
as much as I love movies, I'm not going to the movie theater for a long, long time.
If anything, I've now gotten used to the idea of picking up food and coming home.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that now.
Yeah, it's a huge difference. I'm sure, like, the Whataburger by us, because Scott and I obviously live near each other, but there's a Whataburger by us that was never too horribly busy because they just take so long, so people just avoided it. But now, it is always busy. And
I bet.
It's great because now, I've never been one to do the whole get the app and order, then go pick up something. But now I have, and it's pretty nice.
How's the app work? Educate an old man. Do you just put in your order? Do you still have to wait through the line, or do they come out to your car?
So like Whataburger, I just put in my order, and then it tells me when to come pick it up. I go, park, guy comes out, tell him my name, he goes and gets the order and brings it out.
Ooh, maybe I should graduate to 2020.
I know, it's kind of amazing.
And use some of these apps.
It's nice.
So have you been playing any Blood Bowl?
Just the Fumble League, and not much.
I know there's some local guys doing a PS4.
Yeah.
Blood Bowl 2.
It's on PC. No.
Okay.
I don't know why I didn't join that, but I didn't. Probably for the best right now.
I find it funny that it's the Central Oklahoma Blood Bowl League on that system, and I don't think really anybody's from Oklahoma except maybe one or two guys.
Strickland is for sure, and I think his friend. And then it's Michael Lewis and Anthony and people who've moved away.
That's all right. It's
cool
fun.
Though. Yeah,
let them have fun.
Yeah, I need to join that, but my job is getting crazy right now since I'm not doing the insurance training anymore, but they pulled me into the training system, and T-Tech does a lot of contracts, so a lot of people are reaching out and be like, hey, I'm currently now working for Bank of America in California, and I'm going to train people to take phone calls about the unemployment stuff.
So your insurance job basically lended you out like a mercenary to do other jobs?
Yeah, because it was a contract company, T-Tech. T-Tech is like CNI.
Okay.
So, place that Scott and I both worked at.
Okay.
They take multiple contracts, so
when this is over, in theory, are you just going to go back to what you had?
That is the theory, but I'm going to work my butt off to not go back to that. Not that I disliked everyone I worked with. I like a couple of the people there. Actually, I like all but one of the people there. But that one person is enough to not make me want to go back.
I got you. So, is it same money exactly?
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, if I got hired on to do the training staff, it'd probably be more. And I'd stay work from home, which I'd be very happy with.
So you might be in a better opportunity.
Oh yeah,
from the COVID-19
I'm hoping
stuff.
so. Like honestly, if they told me, okay, come back to class, May 1st, I don't know what I'd do because most likely I don't want to be exposed to that. There's no reason.
Well,
but we'll see.
You just got to keep yourself safe and
Yeah,
do what's required of you. And I probably wouldn't go protest anything because if you then get sick, then you're going to look really stupid.
Well, you look pretty stupid if you do that anyways. So,
so Blood Bowl wise, like, besides playing Fumble, you have any fun games lately or anything like that?
not Blood Bowl, no. We've been playing Gloomhaven. Well, it's kind of hard to play Blood Bowl, It's just Fumble. And Fumble has been horrible to me lately.
I think Fumble, while I'm glad we have it, I think it's just brutal to everybody. I played against a Will Schaefer in the Oklahoma Blood Bowl League against his Skaven team. He was undefeated. And my Wood Elves, first half, man, neither one of us could do anything. Like, he dropped the ball like twice to hand off.
Yeah.
Walk-in touchdown. And my Ward Answer, I have one Ward Answer that can't do any wrong, and then I have the other one that has no thumbs. So he can't pick up a ball to save his life or do anything. And then the second half, I believe I had all my knockouts recover. None of his did. And I outnumbered him, so he was forced to, I had a great kickoff and everything. Anyways, he was forced to, try a long pass.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I was going to swarm him, and his receiver, his Skaven catcher, dropped the ball. So, that had to be 2 1s because they come with catch.
Right.
And I believe they come with catch. Maybe they don't. Anyways, so I kind of overwhelmed him from that point on. And, man, my tree man was on fire. He was knocking people out left and right. And anyways, I won 1-0, so I felt pretty good because I upset somebody. On Fumble even, no doubt.
Yeah. I was doing really well with the Skaven team, and then I bought the Rat Ogre, and everything went to hell. And then,
is that in our random Blood Bowl league?
And then in the other league, I have an undead team, and I still can't kill anybody. Like
that's what the Necro team's having problems with too.
Like, I just want to kill one person. I just want to hear that noise. I can't. But speaking of Fumble, Scott had a really good idea for our next episode.
Yeah. So me and Steve match up against each other. I have my vampire team in our random Blood Bowl league, and Steve has his
Skaven.
Is it your Skaven? Yeah,
yep.
With the Rat Ogre. That's right. And we play each other. So I don't know. I'm throwing this out there, Steve. I think we should play our game live and record our podcast live, like this Saturday.
Yeah, people can come in and watch
this weekend some point. And then people can come in. They can get on Fumble. They can watch. You might be listening right now, and it might be too late. We don't know when this.
It might be.
Air.
I'm going to try to get this out fast, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll put it on Facebook and try to get you to come watch us through Fumble, and you can watch us through the Zoom, and we'll see how that goes.
And make fun of us because it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, now the pressure of doing this in front of a bunch of people that know what they're doing versus us is going to be really fun.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll get to see and watch me complain live.
Oh, speaking of complaining, what do we have to do today?
Well, you know what we haven't covered since they came out?
I do, because I'm with you, and we talked about this.
Oh, okay.
Oh, other people? No.
While every other podcast has probably covered Ogres, we have not covered the release of Ogres.
No, we have not. Also, we are pretty sure no one else has covered Snotlings since we're recording this, 2 days after they popped?
Yeah. So we're also going to talk about the Snotling team, which we don't know a whole lot about, except we know that the images have come out. And
they'll get our reaction to that after we talk about Ogres.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, it'll just flow from one to the other.
Okay.
New format, one segment. Makes it easier.
I'm down for that. So let's take a little break and come back with Ogres and Snotlings. Scott Prime here. Just wanted to let everybody know Wizards Asylum Comics and Games in Norman is your go-to place during this crazy quarantine COVID-19 time period. Wizards Asylum is still doing mail orders for you guys. You can reach them at Wizards Asylum Comics and Games in Norman on Facebook. You can also go to wizardsnorman.com, talk to Brian Alcorn, have him send you some pictures of the products. He'll wrap them up, get them ready to ship for you so you can have something fun to do while you're sitting at home.
We're back talking about Spike issue 8.
So do we want to cover the magazine first, or we want to talk about the models and the pitch and all that stuff?
Yeah, let's talk about everything else first.
Okay, so I'm holding up the dice, even though nobody can see it, but since I can see Steve in front of me.
I like the dice. I think they're really nice looking.
These are great dice. I like the colors of them. You know, the red, the kind of like stone looking dice. Models.
I'm also a fan of. Yeah.
So Steve's looking at my models because I'm sure he hasn't taken them out of the package.
No. But Scott actually is painting his team.
Kind of, yeah. When
when
all this started, I tried to start painting again.
Yeah.
And I haven't painted it. I'm happier, but I'm not painting. So what does that tell you?
Means you don't like painting?
Means I don't like painting. I went out and I purchased 2 boxes of these. Now, originally I purchased 1 box of the models. I purchased the 2 female ogres
from Warhammer, Forge World.
From Forge World.
Warhammer Forge World, which are really nice looking, expensive but nice.
They were expensive. I then was putting these together, and then, you know, it's in this Spike magazine, and I thought I talked about this before.
I think we touched on part of it. We didn't talk about the whole thing.
So there's an inducement that we will talk more in detail about called like Rumbunctious. I can't remember exactly. I'm looking for it right now.
Riotous.
Is it Riotous? Riotous Rookies. It's an inducement you can take where you can get some basically journeyman runts, because they're not called Snotlings anymore.
And now we know why.
Or Noblars, or whatever these things are called.
Yeah.
So I went, and I always thought, well, if I ever wanted to play a Snotling team again, I need more Snotlings, just a few.
Yeah.
Then I thought I could use the extra Snotlings to mod, and I took Chaos Warrior heads from extra heads I had from the new stuff, and I put them on the runts bodies, which I actually like better than the actual runts themselves, because they have a helmet with a little.
They look pretty awesome.
Yeah. So I have plenty of models if I ever want to do a runt team and have the Riotous Rookies. I also have every one of my ogres. I have 6 of them with the helmets because I love the helmet look, because I've just loved that look.
Yeah.
I think those are really cool. I liked them on the old 3rd edition models. So I have 6 ogres with the helmets, and I have the other 4 obviously that don't. But every ogre is different. I even took some of the kicking models and I modded them to look like they're running and chasing the runts and stuff like that.
Honestly, big shout out to Scott. His modding skills are really freaking good.
Yeah, they turned out really good. I just
they did.
Don't want to paint these. I wish now that I have my colors down, I wish I could hand this off to somebody and say, have fun, buddy.
Yeah. But yeah, so obviously we're in agreement that the models are really nice.
Yeah, the models are really nice. Maybe too nice, because there's so much detail on there. I think they're very intimidating to paint.
I love how you're like, if I ever wanted to run a Snotling team, I need more runts. And then what do we get? Snotlings.
I know. Well, yeah.
Just to mess with you.
Yeah, exactly.
See, what else was there?
There was the field.
Always... I mean, they're nice. I don't know what else to say.
I have an open mind, to be honest with you, so I don't have a reason right now to open it. So
hopefully, I really like what we did with the pitches. where every pitch had a different theme.
For Nuffleween.
Yeah. Gave a reason to actually use them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I as much as I love them, they're just sitting around doing nothing. Like I rearranged my office and I found all of our old puzzle pitches, like from Chaos Cups and Slurpee Bowl and R's and everything. And it's just like, okay, these are cool, but I'm never going to use them again.
I know. I've really pondered, like, maybe I should sell these because somebody else might enjoy these more than me. Yeah. Even though I love them, you know.
Eventually, if I get my game room back, I will probably get them framed and just put them up.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. We'll see.
I mean, the bad thing is the scale now. We're so used to the new scale with the bigger spots. Even using the older models on the bigger fields still feels good. So, like, we're okay with it. So
yeah, that's a lot of the issue.
Yeah.
Plus, don't want to damage them. Don't want to get them out. They're just a hassle.
Right.
Neoprene is just so much easier.
Yeah, the neoprene pitches now are really, really nice.
So spoiled. Shout out to Maelstrom Studios, as always, Jack. What else? Wait. There was a book that came out, wasn't there?
A book?
And I haven't got the book yet. The Almanac from last year.
Oh, you still haven't got that?
I came out this... Oh, man, I forgot. Are you working the shop this weekend?
No, I'm not working the shop this weekend.
Okay.
You can go get a pickup order.
You could deliver.
That's true. If he calls me up to go take some deliveries, I'll deliver your package.
Yay.
I forgot about the almanac came in.
Yeah, I completely forgot about it.
It's always bittersweet, kind of, because like it has everything in there except the thing that just came out, which was the Ogres. So it still feels incomplete.
Right, but it is cool looking.
Yeah, I got it.
It might have new material. I don't know. I don't have it.
I have an open mind, to be honest with you. I got it for Christmas and never opened it. So it feels really weird talking about this stuff so late.
Yeah, this whole review is just going to be kind of slapshot because...
Yeah. Well, there's going to be a lot of people going like, oh, yeah, we already heard about this from months ago. But
sorry.
This is the first time. Yeah. This fell in the cracks and just how it works.
We promised content, not good content.
This is good. This is good stuff.
Cards, again, I don't know. Didn't bust them out.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're fine. I'm sure they're still too expensive with too many of those stupid cards in them, as always.
Oh, for sure. Let's talk Spike Magazine. Let's just kind of go through this together, Steve.
Okay.
As most people know, I always think like everybody buys everything, but it only takes one visit to Facebook to see how everybody goes, hey, is the Spike Magazine worth buying for Ogres? And it's like, yeah, why wouldn't you not buy that? If you love this game, why aren't you supporting the people? At least in the smallest terms, which is buy the magazine.
Yeah.
This is very unique.
It's cheap. You get a lot of fluff, which we love. And the art's awesome, as always.
So one of my favorite things is to open up the Spike Magazine because they have the players. They have their names in it. So it's interesting to see how Games Workshop decides to name their players.
Normally they have some from the old fluff, and I have not checked to see if any of these are actually there.
No, I didn't go to the Lore of Nuffle to kind of cross-reference them, but I don't recognize any of these.
No.
Looking through here
doesn't mean they're not there, but it is cool that they actually have them in there.
Yeah, they even have the females in there as well. So let's talk about the Spike Magazine. While I love these, I don't want these to go away.
Yeah, they do have the females in the back.
Yeah.
And doesn't say where to get them. Just throwing that out there, as always.
Right.
At the very, very bottom of the inside cover, it does say Forge World website, but doesn't say that that's where those came from.
Yeah. I mean, it would be really cool if they just under parentheses, like under the names of these models, they said exclusive, to this website.
Found at Forge World or Forge World Stars or sponsored by Forge World. Something, keep it in fluff.
Right. So the magazine, once again, I love these.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I don't want to be disrespectful, but I don't know. This one, kind of like the last one or so, just feels so. Like we're kind of going through the motions.
Yeah,
And
I can feel that.
um, they have the article about, talks about the positional, so it introduces the runt punters and the nobblers, and then it talks about
So
famous ogre teams.
let's talk about that though. I mean, now the team is made up of 5 regular ogres and 1 runt punter. The runt
Yeah.
punter is different in the fact that it still has bonehead, but it has kick teammate, mighty blow, and thick skull instead of mighty blow, thick skull, and throw teammate. It can do strength and passing for single as opposed to just strength, and it's 10,000k more.
I'm okay with the adjustments, and I get they're trying something new here. I I personally rather this be a ogre thrower and have one ogre that has maybe access to passing skills, like he's a specialist.
Well, this one does.
Well, I know this one does, but it can't throw the teammate, is what I'm
Right.
saying.
Oh yeah, because some of
Instead
those
of
skills,
punting
yeah.
it, I'd rather keep what is it, Grack and Crumpleberry or whatever their names are.
Grack and Crumbleberry.
I'd rather keep them special. I mean, the whole point of them is you could punt with them.
Fair enough.
But they didn't ask me. I would have had a specialized ogre thrower. I like the cost of the ogre being more doesn't bother me because you get access to passing skills, which allows you leader.
Yeah, but I would have liked if it was 0 to 6 ogres and then one run punter, but then only stipulated that you only take 6 ogres. But no, that'd just be hard to do, I guess.
Yeah, that might be weird to explain. Although, making up new skills, yeah, they could have done that. They talk about the Oldheim ogres, the Badland bruisers, the nobblers, which is similar to the team you had.
Well, don't forget that we only really have 5 stars with this team too.
Oh, I was about to talk about that. Then we have the Tux Peak Tyrants. I always enjoy seeing some of these fluffy teams, whether they're made up or reference to old stuff. I like seeing that since I'm a second edition guy. Yeah, the star players. Really, there's only
because you got Big Jobo Harryfoot, Bomber Dremelsnot, Nobla.
But we've had Big Jobo before.
Yeah, well, there's no new ones besides Bob Bifford, but he's a Golden Era star player. So really, you're never going to allow that to be played. So as an ogre team, you have 5 stars.
Yeah, this is awful.
And one of those is 430. One is secret weapon. And I mean, yeah, it's just horrible.
This is horrible. I might catch flack from GW
Sorry,
lovers.
2 of them are secret weapon because Noblar is secret weapon too.
Yeah, these are terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with these 6 being part of 6 out of 10.
Yeah, throw 4 more in.
But give us some other ones. It feels like sometimes like they're going so far not to. Well, Brick Farth and Grotti was old school designers. We didn't make that up, so we're not using it. That's fine. And have something else.
I mean, you had Bertha Big Fist, and you sell female ogres.
I know.
Why would you not?
I know. Because then you could either, people who are excited, because you see people do this all the time, they're going to go buy extra female ogres, and then they're going to mod one into Bertha Big Fist.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I think this is real weak. We've said this, though, for the last few of these spikes, that the lack of star players is kind of, I feel like it's kind of a finger to the fans, big middle finger.
I think it's less that. It's more they just don't have. I will err on the side that they're not being malicious. They just don't have the time and effort to make new star players, so they don't include them. But
it's real easy to just translate those that were there over.
You would think so.
Even if you just change a name, like if you had, I don't know, Zara the Slayer, and you just changed the name to Carla Von Kill,
Yeah.
We'll accept it eventually, and we're happy that we have a star player.
Or if you want a runt punter, keep Bertha Big Fist and have her the runt punter, and then I don't know.
I mean, Brickfroth and Grotti were special because you had the really cool goblin that you could throw more accurately. At the very least, why don't we have Grack and Crumbleberry?
Yeah, that makes no sense.
I mean, the one like maybe halfling that will go play for ogres because he's with Grack. Doesn't that seem better?
Yeah, it sure does.
It makes more sense than Big Jobo Hairy Feet, if you ask me.
For sure. And they could just, since they are including that rule now, they could just give him kick teammate and done.
Yeah, it's just... Anyways, that's weak. Let's move on.
Yeah.
They have a team spotlight with the Gutbusters. Again, I don't know why they chose the Gutbusters. I guess they wanted something new. I would have preferred the Oldheim Ogres. I'm fine with it, though.
Yeah.
At least all the fluff is in there. They have the Hall of Fame rosters, which I always love these because you get to see like maybe what skill they give a certain, character or a ogre or Noblar.
Oh yeah, should we talk about disposable since we're talking about new skills?
Sure, there might be somebody out there in the world that doesn't. Heard of the skill.
So now Noblars, because the ogre team specifically has Noblars, have the skill disposable, which I guess they probably give a full breakdown of the skill later, don't they? Let me find the actual...
Closer into the back.
Yeah. Should have waited for that, but I didn't.
That's all right.
So let me find the actual skill breakdown. Disposable. Some teams field players of great skill and ability. Other teams, however, do not. Whilst most teams will hire capable players and pay them a fair wage, some teams will happily take on the most useless of players to fill out their ranks. Readily available, easily replaceable, and usually willing to work for a pittance, such players fill gaps in the rosters but rarely do much more. When calculating team value, the amount of gold pieces spent to purchase a player with this skill is not included in the total. So, that means, really it's just for League.
Right.
Because the NAF has stated that it doesn't make any difference on tournaments, which I agree with. Makes sense.
I do too.
I kind of love it. It makes it... I would rather it be a different way than this, but it makes it to where you get a skill on a Narblar and you don't automatically cut them. That's the main thing. Because whenever I played with Ogres in League, as soon as they got a skill, didn't matter what it was, they were gone. Because they're just too bad.
Because they were worth too much and taking too much of your bloat.
Yeah. I mean, what skill can you give a Snotling or a Noblar that matters?
You could give him Sure Feet or Sprint.
Nah.
Yeah.
Maybe, but super expensive. It's twice the cost.
It isn't. This skill is intriguing, and I would love to try it in a League setting at some point.
You know what sucks, though?
Because I feel like you could take advantage of this.
Yeah. This makes it where you can't... This makes the star player worse. Because if you field 10 Noblars at 20k each, that's 200,000, and then you go play someone, you're at 800,000, and you don't even have a good star to take.
No.
I mean, you have stars. You could field a whole Snotling team now, 15 Snotlings, and easily get Morg because you don't have any team value.
I guess. I don't know.
So I hate it.
I don't mind it.
I like the skill, but I would have rather the first skill they got didn't cost anything.
Isn't that kind of... Oh, you're saying they have value from the beginning.
Yes.
Their first one does not.
Right.
I got you.
I think that would be better stability-wise.
Let's see. It goes. Then we have a player spotlight on Morg, which I swear we've had one of these before.
Probably.
Maybe not. Dirt from the dugout. Then we have player spotlight on Bob Bifford.
Which is interesting. I mean, Pete's art has been building up Bob through time, so it's kind of neat to see him in his prime.
Yeah, I get why he's labeled a Golden Era Star player, and I think it's awesome that they flexed that ability for Bob Bifford. I just don't get why we didn't have other stars.
Yeah, I don't.
Um, let's
It's
see,
just
on
a.
page 17 here, we have, I guess it's a dress a build a bob figure,
I
which
do
is
like that.
from Pete's artwork as well. I do too. I think it's great.
You know, Pete Nifton's art in all his glory. You can cut out and make your own Biff.
Yeah, it's cool to see it colored too, actually, because his other stuff's been kind of the gray tones.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh, here we go. Page 18, Titanic effort. So let me tell you, I'm probably like in the minority here. And I feel like all these ogres with these slave giants and these slave giant rules.
Yeah.
Am I crazy? Because, like, if you want to waste 400K on a slave giant, I'm like, go for it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Because they're pretty terrible, I think. They have Always Hungry. They have Bonehead. Now they have Juggernaut, Loner, Mighty Blow, Multi Block, Sporting Giant, Stand Firm, Throw Teammate. Let's see. What does Sporting Giant do? Slave Giants are big, bigger than ogres, Minotaurs, Trolls, or any other big guys that regularly take the Blood Bowl pitch. Any player with the Sporting Giant extraordinary skill is subject to the following rules. And then it talks about how their base takes up 4 squares and they move differently and they have a bigger scatter template. This is very second edition, Steve.
Oh yeah, it is very much so.
From a guy living through second edition where ogres and minotaurs and trolls took up 4 spaces, one of the great things they solved was just saying, we're going to put a ogre on a regular base. Just go with that. I mean, I don't know. This is a headache, and I see so many new people read these rules, and they go, "Oh, I'm gonna get a giant." I'm like,
I mean,
"Go for it."
it
I'll just
also
put one.
it also introduces facing, so it actually has to face a certain direction because that matters now.
Yeah,
And there's
that's
just
true.
so much of this. I'm like, if you induce this, I don't even want to mess with it.
I will never induce this.
No, me
I
neither.
mean, I
Someone
guess I
will.
should if I got the opportunity just to try it once, but I'd go into it saying like, "This is a waste. I spend the extra 30K and just get more."
Yeah, that's the whole thing too. Is okay, cool. It's 40K, 400,000, whatever. But Morg at 430, cut a player and get Morg.
Yeah, I agree. Um, but there's a lot of people, man. I mean, like, more power to them. It feels like some people just want an excuse to paint up a giant,
Yeah,
which I'm all about. It's like, if that's what you need, go for it. But
people
I'm
like
like,
new ideas, new concepts. I don't blame them. It's just not for us.
definitely not for me. Let's see. There's a Ogre Playbook. Um, the artwork, I will say this: the artwork throughout the whole magazine is really good.
Yeah,
Once again, I wish I knew who drew these pictures and stuff, but the little Noblars doing things and the ogre artwork is really nice. Some of the painted pieces are really nice. Um, Page 28, we have special dietary requirements, ogre rules and inducements. This is where we talked about the Ritus rookies. For 100K, you can roll 2d3s plus 1 to get that many extra journeymen for the game. And even if this takes your roster over 16, that's okay. I love this
yeah.
so much. I think this is broken.
I don't know if it's broken because there's still Noblars, but
They're still bodies, though, man.
yeah, sidestepping bodies too.
I mean, if you ask me without playing through this, to me, you know how if you take a halfling team, you have to take a halfling chef?
Yeah,
I think you have to take this inducement with ogres.
I think so too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's why it's there. It's the answer to the halfling chef.
Let's see. We also have 0 to 3 bottles of heady brew. And this is like a concoction at the start of a drive after setting up before the kickoff. The coach of a team with this inducement may randomly select D3 players with the Synthi skill with the stunty skill currently on the pitch. For the remainder of the drive, those players gain Dauntless, Frenzy, and the really stupid skills. So this sounds amazing until that really stupid part hits.
Well, also, if you're playing a halfling team or something, it's any of them.
That's true. This is available for halflings, ogres, and snotling teams.
No, I mean, like, if I'm ogres and you're halflings, we pick randomly D3 players. Not of my team, not of your team, just randomly D3 players with the stunty skill currently on the pitch.
Are you sure? At the start of the drive, after setting up before the kickoff, the coach of the team with this inducement may randomly select D3 players with the stunty skill. It's not your players. It's just mine.
It says, okay. I mean, the coach of the team with this inducement may randomly select D3 players with the stunty skill currently on the pitch.
Why would I pick your team, though?
But it's randomly picked.
I don't think it's both sides, though.
Are they trying to say that you pick the ones you put up and then I don't know.
I'm just saying, like, if this
the way I'm reading it, it sounds like you would pick anybody on the pitch that has that skill. Okay. And that would include the opposing team. Okay. May not be what they mean, but that's how I'm reading it.
So let's go back to how this inducement is available to halfling, ogre, and snotling teams.
Yeah, right there. Big clue about what the next scene would be.
Right. The next inducement is a fire belly. This is like a wizard, but for ogres. They can do a fireball or a column of fire where you shoot out from the sidelines. It's 150k. It's available to Chaos Renegades and ogre teams.
Yeah, column of fire could be cool, but how often are you going to do it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Probably not too often. New extraordinary skills on page 31. You talked about disposable, kick teammate. I'm sure we've covered in the past.
I actually like kick teammate. I think it's interesting because you can kick him D6, or you can try 2D6, but most likely you're going to hurt him.
I don't think it's worth even doing. That's just my personal opinion.
Well, the short kick's not bad. The 2D6 is bad.
I also think I tried to play ogres to win, and they're not meant to be, so people would do this as fun.
And it takes up your blitz, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, that part hurts too. And I guess when, like, you were desperate, you would go, well, I can't break your cage. You know, I don't want to throw 3 dice uphill with the snotling, so I'm going to try this first and go from there.
Yeah.
So, I keep saying snotlings. They're noblars.
Yep.
They're runts. So we get a new artist for the comic in the back. We get written by Nick Kime, and this edition is drawn by Carl Critchlow. Okay. That name always feels like I'm saying it wrong.
Isn't he the guy who did Thrud?
Yes, I believe he did Thrud, and I believe he worked at some point for Marvel Comics. But I thought, but I mean, like, I think maybe I'm getting him mixed up with somebody else.
No, he did Thrud, a lot of White Dwarf. He did some role-playing games.
Looks like he did some
Judge Dredd, Batman Judge Dredd.
Yeah, okay. So he did, and it says Marvel Comics is something he's done before. I'm looking right now.
Yeah, I don't see anything Marvel.
Judge Dredd. Batman's Judge Dredd.
I don't know. I mean, it looks fine. It's not Pete. So
it's not Pete.
That's
and if we
just what it is.
If we can't have Pete, I'm still glad we have the comic in the back.
Yeah.
So, what was it? Last issue they skipped a comic.
No, there was one last issue by someone else, right?
No,
I can't remember. It's been so long.
Issue. There wasn't one with the Wood Elves, I don't believe. I could be wrong.
Again, it's been so long.
I should have looked at the last few issues. But anyways, it's nice to have the comic back, even if it's drawn by somebody else.
Yeah.
And then, of course, on the back page, you have the names of the rest of the Noblars and the female ogres. And that wraps it up. Overall, I'm very happy to still have this.
Yes.
Overall, I still wish this was $12.50 instead of $15.
Yes. And wish we had more star players.
And I definitely feel ripped off on the cards, because I know in that box of cards that there was only 6-star players, and one of them's a gold man, and one of them's Morg, which we've had before.
And 2 of them were, well, we've had all of them before.
We've had all of them before.
And 2 of them are secret weapons.
It's really, really, really bothersome, and I know nobody at GW cares about my opinion.
No. There's not even an ogre star player.
No. Can we have an ogre?
Yeah.
I mean, why not Grack and Crumpleberry?
I don't know.
I don't understand. And I don't understand why the female ogre is gone as a star player.
Of all things, just leave her. You know, you've got the Forge World models. Give her a different name. Change up her stats. Whatever.
Yeah, if you don't like Bertha Big Fist, I'm not going to say that you had to hold on to that. But, man, change it up. Give us a female ogre. I think it'd been really cool to have, a mercenary ogre that was maybe decent at throwing. Yeah. It didn't have to be Brick Farth and Grotti, but it sure could have been a guy that was a specialist on that, and you can decide, like, I can take Morg for a bunch of money, and he's awesome at everything except throwing.
Yep.
And this other guy, though, he comes with pass, so maybe I'll try this dude. I don't know. Missed opportunities, and really, really simple. I mean, just, you need something. I think star players are great when your options are, I can get this guy with a secret weapon for 80K or 100K.
Yeah.
I can get these mid-range guys, and then, I have a lot of money, I can get this big boy. And this, I think, is not what we want.
And like I said, I mean, this is a team that is going to have a lot of inducement money where their players are not counting towards them. And I get it, you want to use the 100K for the ride as rookies, but still, just throw something else in there.
Yeah. So, I'm happy we have it. I'm going to just give it a C. I'm going to give the dice an A. I'm going to give the models something new and different. I'm going to give those a A. The cards a D, because they're still never worth it, really.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
I agree with all that.
That's probably the last pack of cards I'm buying. Until I know it's going to be worth it. It's because it's just not.
Speaking of the next release, Snotlings.
Yeah, let's talk Snotlings.
So, first off, the models look amazing.
Because when they do them, they're painted by professionals.
Yeah.
Which is the right call.
Yeah.
And they put them in cool poses that make them look great.
But also Snotling Pump Wagon. Come on. There's a Pump Wagon.
Am I going to be the old man on this? Because I don't care about a Snotling Pump Wagon at all.
But I've always wanted one. Ever since, what was it? The third Spiky Cup when we had the machines?
Sure. I get that. What do we know? Let's talk about the good stuff we know. The next release is going to be Snotlings.
Yes, we have no idea when.
We had a clue from this magazine.
And the previous one, kind of. I forget what that was, but it was there.
Do we know this is it Forge World exclusive, or is it coming to stores?
No, it'll come to stores.
You're for sure on that?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
You don't know when, but it will.
Isn't there tales of a new skill called Swarm?
I saw some people talking about skills, but I didn't see any clarification. I'm just not going to worry about the skills until we see it officially. Because we have a guy on stilts that someone was talking about would have long legs or sidestep. We've got like a fungus thrower and a fungus rider. It looks like there's a guy blowing a horn, so maybe he's got disturbing presence. Looks like there's a wizard, and they said, from what I could tell, was what 18 figures in the box. Are these going to be one-piece figures, or is this just going to be a nightmare?
Let's see. The current runts are not one-piece figures, so this could be a nightmare. They look bigger than the Noblars, don't they? To you?
I don't know. I mean, I can't tell.
I think the models look great.
Yeah.
We're getting some fungus dudes that are messing with fungus. There's mushrooms in some guys' hands. There's dude on stilts. There's a dude blowing horns. There's a guy that looks like a wizard. All these things are fine. And actually, I think, like, even like the old side of me that says there's enough teams, we don't need this. I still feel like we don't need this.
That's the big thing to get into. Because I think we can all agree the models look cool. We will going to just have to hold off on judgment of the skills and stuff until we see them.
As a guy who bought 2 boxes of their current ogre team, if I would have known that this was the next team, I wouldn't have bought any extra models.
Right.
Because I'd rather use these for my ogres than the ones I currently have.
Yeah.
Because these, they don't look like Dobby. Or is that his name, Dobby?
There's some with socks on their head or on their foot, so.
I know, but the other ones look really weak, and these don't look to me as weak. They look more aggressive and crazy, like Snotlings.
There's one that looks like a straight up second edition one, the one with the spike.
Mm-hmm. Which I like that.
So, like I was saying, I mean, we can agree they're awesome. The issue comes down to, it's a brand new team before they got all the other ones out, which explicitly goes against what they said they were going to do. Well, now, obviously that was a long time ago, so can't hold them to that. Things change. But I would be perfectly fine. Like, if this came out and they put out a new box that had Norse and Amazons, I would not have any issue with this. But the fact that they're putting out a team that most likely is only going to be viable for goofing off, and instead of giving us teams people actually really want, again, like Norse or Amazons or whatever.
Vampires.
Yeah.
Chaos Dwarves.
Any of these.
That's my biggest issue, and I don't like it butted up against ogres.
No. It's ridiculous.
If this came out like a year from now,
yes,
after we've had, let's say, Amazons, Chaos Dwarves, Snotlings, even though it's early, I would be like, oh, cool.
Yeah, I'd have no issue. Different. Well, I'd still have issue, but, less so than it just coming right on the heels of ogres, and then, what was it, 2 before that was halflings?
Yeah. I mean, the rumors is that I guess there was an old school like stats or something for this, and they could take like 3 trolls I saw going around the internet. So I wonder if maybe that's the case.
Well, there's no trolls in this. That's possible, but
yeah. And the pump wagon, I don't know what that's gonna mean. No. That thing looks crazy to put together and paint.
It looks awesome.
Well, it does by professionals. It might not from me building it.
Okay, good point.
My biggest issue is, like, I've heard people say, we just thought this would be really fun to put out. It'd be a good time to put this out. It's like, no, you got guys breathing fire. You got guys ready to play for free. You got guys kicking people down the field. You have goblins. You have halflings.
Yep.
You don't really need this.
No, not at all.
Is it okay to do? Sure.
Yeah. We can't tell you what to do, but
first, and then surprise us with this.
And again, if this came out at the same time as a box with 2 other teams, would love it. Like, oh, cool, we got an extra team, because it would feel like an extra team at that point. This feels like it's taking the place of something that should have come out.
Right. I mean, the fact that they might get their own Spike magazine.
Yeah. How are you going to feel?
Their own dice and field is weird.
It is weird. And I mentioned it to someone because, again, the rumors of Blood Bowl 3 came out, or when is it going to happen, and blah, blah, blah. And I thought to myself, what if this team is actually going to show up in the Blood Bowl 3 video game? Like it was created for that.
I was
So,
about to talk about that.
okay.
Maybe this is a tie-in
And if it
that they're getting
is,
ready for.
that would be kind of cool. But they should promote this as that and really have Blood Bowl 3 launch the same time this comes out and like time together. But we know GW is horrible at stuff like that, so it's not going to happen.
Another thing I thought of is what if the new, we hear rumors that the new Blood Bowl is going to be totally different than the current Blood Bowl. What if this was them saying like, let's go out with a bang?
Yeah.
Let's give them some cake before we cut them off of what they love. So
it's
let's
possible.
do this. We're going to make a whole bunch of money off this because they think this is new and they think that like Blood Bowl's doing amazing. They're not going to change anything. Why would they release Snotlings?
Yeah.
And then they cut us off and change all the rules.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. There's no good answer.
No, there's not.
If they completely change everything, then who knows what's going to happen. If they just put out a new box, awesome. Love it. We'll be more than happy to do it. If they are changing some stuff just to streamline it, and I don't know why you wouldn't have done that when you did the coach's handbook last year, but I don't know what's going on.
Again, I wish these models were around for me to buy instead of buying the extra Nobblers because I think these Snotlings look so much better than the Nobblers. I would love these guys to be my runts and the ogres to be the ogres.
Yeah.
So I will be interested to see, since they've established that the Nobblers or the runts are the new Snotlings, like stat wise, and then what stat wise are these guys going to have? Because they got to be different, right?
No, I would assume the same. They probably just don't have the disposable skill. Maybe
an extra armor and no disposable.
They can't have extra armor. Come on.
I mean, they could.
They could. I mean, they could be the exact same. But if that's the case, like you said, what the heck? I don't know. But they look like goblins in the sense that there's going to be a guy throwing something, there's going to be a guy riding something, there's going to be a guy on stilts. They're probably going to have just like a whole new goblin team, 7 or 8 positionals. It's going to be crazy.
Is there any chance that this could have been like the mock-ups for a new goblin team to make it fresh and new and go, hey, they get high on because you've always had like the lunatics and stuff like that with the mushrooms and all that stuff. Could this have been like, we could do this as a goblin team, and then somebody thought, nah, hell, let's just make it Snotlings. People will buy Snotlings because they think it'd be fun.
It's possible, yeah.
And they added the pump wagon and stuff to it.
Honestly, yes, it's possible. They could have just been deciding to put out a whole new goblin team, like you said, and that fell through and turned them into Snotlings. Sure.
Anyways. I don't hate it. I think the timing for me as a Blood Bowl fan is bad. Yeah. I mean, how awesome would this have been if we would have got to like issue 23? Let's say they did spikes for everybody or whatever. We know they're probably not going to do a human one and a dwarf one and stuff like that. But okay, let's just say we get to issue 18 or something of the spike. And I mean, our theory is like, well, they just did every team. I guess it's over. And then at the end, it says, tune in for issue, 19.
Yeah.
Where we introduce Snotlings to the Blood Bowl universe. And you're going, holy hell. The excitement would be like crazy for that.
Yeah, again.
And the speculation would be like, oh, maybe they'll do Sea Elves now. Maybe they'll do this now. Maybe they'll do this.
This is all GW not knowing how to promote stuff. Like you said, why not at the end of every magazine be like, tune in next time for exclusive coverage of this team.
Well,
because they know what they are many months in advance. Give me a break.
Right.
But maybe you proved their point, because if they'd said Snotlings were coming out at the end of the Ogre one, you wouldn't have gone out and bought another box of Ogres.
Well, I still think it's bad to release 2 stunty teams in a row, though.
Not disagreeing there at all.
I mean, I think that's where the bad taste more than anything is in that.
Yeah.
But they didn't ask me, so
they really don't ask us anything.
Until they do, I can't really give them my opinions. But I am intrigued. I do hope that we at least get another Spike magazine stuff. But I don't know. From a fluff standpoint, it's like, didn't you exhaust all your fluffiness with the halflings, the ogres, and all these other little kind of teams to come up with another one? But they'll do it somehow.
Yeah. And what star players are you going to do? You've already scraped the bottom of the barrel twice to fill out these teams.
We're going to get Morg.
Oh, yeah.
And probably a couple other rehashes of some sort. I bet you money we're going to get Scrap of Sorehead and we're going to get Bomber Dribblesnot.
Maybe. Yeah, I could see that.
It fits the team. They're chaotic.
Mindy Pie Whistle, because people love her.
I think a lot more people were excited about this than I was, but...
Well, I think most of it's just the models. Models do look amazing.
Yeah, whoever's painting these did a great, great job.
And I'm excited for the pump wagon no matter what.
Yeah, that's the one piece when they said, like, that'd be cool to have on a roster. I really hope he's not on the roster. I hope he's just
He'll be on the roster.
You know what I hope he is?
To
me, the Dwarf Death Roller was always better as a star player.
Yeah.
Because occasionally you get the Dwarf to get on the Zamboni and drive it out on the field. I'm hoping the Pump Wagon is like the extra star player, and I really hope this team is consisted of maybe like 3 trolls and some of these chaotic like fungus things and all this. And then I hope the Pump Wagon is just like an extra thing that you can induce over, in any game. Like it's in the back of the book as an inducement. For $150, you can get the Pump Wagon.
Yeah, we know that's not going to be the case, though. It wouldn't be in the box.
I know. Again, they didn't ask me. I
don't
know why they don't. Which makes me wonder if you can get 2 Pump Wagons, though. Because traditionally, usually the things in the box you can need multiples of.
No, supposedly each sprue has 9 Snotlings and half of the Pump Wagon.
Really?
That's what people were saying. Again, we'll
How
have
do they know?
I don't know. Maybe they watched the stream and I didn't. This is all stuff we'll have to revisit when it actually comes out. But as of right now, we're hesitant. As always.
I mean, if it comes to the local store, I'll get it. If this goes to exclusive on the website, I'm just going to use my Noblars to be the Snotling team. So,
man, if they start doing teams only through Forge World, we're done.
I probably won't get them.
No, I wouldn't get any.
It's just too much.
Yeah.
So, anyways, cool stuff.
Yeah, I think we exhausted this.
Kind of glad we got something new, but I mean, wouldn't the world been more excited for a Khorne team or a Bretonnian team at this point?
For sure.
Because that's what they're expecting.
Of those, yeah.
Or even the Kislev team, that's the Slan jumping around.
I love Kislev. I think they're cool.
Oh, well.
I'd be happy with any of the teams. I'm happy with this because it exists and it's Blood Bowl. I'm cool with it, but yeah. We'll see.
All right, you can chime in your opinion when you watch me and Steve go at each other on Fumble, and we're going to take a quick break and come back with some shout-outs.
End of the show. Give us what we want, Scott.
Shout-outs!
Okay. So, as always, thanks for listening. I know we've had some people really like the idea that we're doing this weekly to give people more content, so hopefully that keeps going.
Yes. And continue to message us and give us your opinions, because doing shout-outs once a month was one thing. Doing it once a week is a lot more difficult.
Yeah, because we don't want to just shout out the same 5 people every time.
Right, we're going to have to start making up people like other podcasts do. Other podcasts, Blood Bowl podcasts right now are going like, how
they know.
No, I totally made that up. So, like, you can feel guilty.
Mm-hmm. First off, Albert Machado. He checked in with us again. He's in Portugal. Wanted to see how the U.S. was doing. Told him we were doing fine. See how that changes when states decide to open up again. But
what is weird about that is I thought about him. I'm not kidding. Like one day before he emailed us,
really,
like we haven't heard from him in a while, and I know he's over in that area where
yeah.
it's getting hit pretty hard.
You mean the world?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason I thought he was in like Spain, Italy area, but
Well,
he's still kind of in that
Portugal is by Spain.
in that area.
So,
yeah, I know.
Okay, you're good.
But I would lie if I said like, oh yeah, I knew he was from Portugal.
It's the Iberian Peninsula.
There you go.
There's that.
I knew it was on the Iberian Peninsula. So
I figured you did.
I'd like to give a shout out to our buddy John Brees. We used to play Blood Bowl with him. He recently messaged and said like, oh man, I missed the live show. Well, John, there's more opportunities for a live show coming up.
Yeah. He actually used to be part of our league and actually hung out, and then he got busy with the job and all that. So,
yeah, great guy, great gamer. Miss seeing him around, but sometimes life takes you on different paths. But what's weird about life is sometimes those paths kind of reconnect. So, I'm sure we'll see John in our future.
As one of the greatest poets of all time, Dr. Ian Malcolm, said, "Life finds a way."
Right, it finds a way. Are we talking Jurassic Park quotes here for John Brees?
Jurassic Park looks more and more realistic. Uber rich people who open a park not caring about safety violations and how many people would kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Seems kind of legit.
The arrogant, the rich, and the stupid is our downfall. Dude.
Makes a perfect storm.
It is our downfall. Something else I was going to say. I'm going to keep promoting this until Steve tells me not to. You can, if you need more of Scott, you can catch me over on YouTube on Task Force Geek. You can search that and maybe it will come up in the search engine, or you can go to my Facebook page and there's a link on there. We've been doing those now for 3 weeks. We've been doing them live, and we've had people tune in. So it's slow and growing, but it is growing.
You're a grower, not a shower.
That's right. And did we talk about the return of Slurpcast?
No, we did not.
I think they don't probably care about us, but Slurpcast is back as well. Like 2 hours after Task Force Geek appeared on YouTube, so did Slurpcast TV. So if you were a fan of Slurpcast, you can go watch Slurpcast TV and see Johnny Extreme, Brian Thompson, who they call B-Ron, and then Valdrick, Mike Muller. So you can go over there, and sounds like they're going to do game reviews and all that. I watched the first episode where they just kind of caught us up on where they've been. It's
neat seeing him again. I mean, I haven't seen him in years, so.
Yeah, it's nice that they're doing a project together. It sounds like they're going to try weekly for a while. I found it funny. They asked for some gaming idea. What game should we review? And I threw out Marvel Champions, which is a deck building type game. And I thought there's no way they're going to review this because they love miniature games so much. And some other people suggested it too, but I believe they're doing a miniature game, which is still fine. You got to do what you love.
So. Of course, yeah.
So that's interesting. So welcome back, guys, in a different form.
Yeah, a whole bunch of shows have popped up with like 4 white geeky guys in a screen talking about stuff.
Hey, now.
I'm just saying.
We had Walt Thompson on this week. He's an African American, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, there's that.
We had to get out of that old white guy motif that we had. But anyways, if you want to hear more of me, you can catch me on Task Force Geek over on YouTube, and you can catch Steve still, I guess, on the World Report, right?
World Cup Report, whenever it comes out.
Has it not been coming out recently?
We're just kind of doing it when we can. Drew with his schedule, me with my schedule. It's just been hard to do.
Sure. And y'all wrapped up everything, right?
We've gone through pretty much everything. Now we're just finding other stuff to do.
I got you. That's good. Still keeping it short?
Yeah.
That's good.
Like these should be,
I do. Other Blood Bowl podcasts will probably never admit that their numbers are down. But what I've noticed is
Everyone's
our numbers are down since all this stuff's happened.
Of course.
And I was talking to Jennifer, and she was like, yeah, because people aren't taking the train to work. People aren't going to do this or commuting and stuff. And that's where they listen to you. She goes, you don't listen to podcasts sitting at home. And I was like, well, you're right. So,
no. Yeah, every podcast around the world, they're all having the same issue. Because, it's, like you said, it's the majority of where everybody listens.
Yeah. It's just weird seeing it, though.
Yeah.
It's like, what did we do wrong? I started freaking out about it. I was like, what did I do?
No, it's just the world.
Yeah. Speaking of, you want to just wrap this up?
I believe so.
Why don't you say something clever, Steve, and I won't interrupt you.
Such as?
I don't know. Like, you say this, Steve. Ready? Stay at home. Wash your hands. Be safe. Say that.
No. Everyone's saying that.
Say something like...
I could do why don't I do like a 3-Die Block does and just throw out a obscure 80s movie reference?
Would that be copying them?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Todd, stop touching yourself. It is God.
I wish I knew what that was from.
I told you it's obscure. Okay. Well, we're going to be done. If you have any idea what movie that's from, let me know. Other than that, we'll see you hopefully this weekend when we play Fumble.
See ya.
You can follow Both Down on Twitter at Both Down. You can follow Scott at Fat Finley, FATFINLEY, and Steve at Kilowog2814. If you want to know if your team name is Both Down approved, send a tweet to @BDapproved. If you'd like to email them, the email address is bothdownpodcasts@gmail.com. Or for more information, you can visit them at bothdown.com or at facebook.com/bothdown.
What? Oh, nothing. I want you to think about what you've done, Kent. And from now on...
Stop playing with yourself.
It is God.